Alright, folks, we have arrived for episode 46, or some people are referring to it as the last episode for road car races, at least this season. And it is a lot of the lower class events, mostly 640, 680 in this episode. And we actually go, like, to a couple of tracks we don't go to very often. I say that because it's really just kind of relative to how often do we go to them when compared to how often we go to, Laguna Seca, Deep Forest, Fuji, Tokyo. It seems like we go to at least one of those every episode. Sometimes you get a Barcelona in there, or a Red Bull Ring. Those are also pretty common. But, also Watkins Glen, which... yeah, we go there again. But, without further unrequired explanation, let's just go into the episode. And the first episode of the race is green, and don't get it twisted, I said we were going to less of the usual suspects. We're still going to the usual suspects. Start the episode off with a 680 class event at Deep Forest. And the camera car is Maki in her Gran Turismo. Unstable Gran Turismo, apparently. As, it's already up to 17th. I mean, it's not the fastest progress, but also, like, no one said passing here was easy. Eric, that's a wall. There's some kind of contact back there, I think my mom and dad just collided at the apex of the hairpin. Isn't it ironic? Huge run down the main straight. The Gran Turismo has just about average horsepower figures amongst the class, but it has a lot of top-end speed. Due to Maki stretching out the gears a little bit. Due to the car's natural aspiration, the acceleration tendencies of the vehicle are well-rounded and predictable, meaning not only is the car usually better at corner exits, it also means that it's more consistent RPM to torque ratio, means that those longer gears work. What car doesn't do that is me. I have above average horsepower figures in mine. Second highest in the class, I believe. And yet, you know, mine, I'm supercharged, so it's not that inconsistent of a power band, but it is a bit weird as Nakazato and Page up ahead exchange some silver paint. Like, come on guys, you don't need to trade paint there. Well, actually, Barbara's car is more so gold, so never mind. There's actually not much silver on it, and I think... I don't know if Barbara just got on the gas too soon, or if maybe Maki just tagged her there. Clears are there with no contact, so... I mean, I don't think Maki tried to hit her if she did. A lot of understeer ahead of Taro Kitano. Now it's down to the lead 3. Maki's already getting ahead of Dietrich Schwartz, who, as of late, has made it pretty actually, honestly, just pretty much as long as the series has been around. Schwartz won the first race here, and he's kind of made it a habit that he does pretty well here, historically. Because I think we actually just saw him sneak around DeFrisco on the outside there, following Maki through. They're going to continue to battle through here. But not to be distracted by that is the battle between teammates Honoka and Maki for the lead of the race. Maki puts herself ahead, but no, kind of drops it on exit a little bit, manages to keep the car straight, but Honoka is able to, as a result of that slide, get back into the lead. They are bumper to bumper. For a second I thought that Maki was trying to push Honoka, which may not have been the worst idea because there's Dedrick Schwartz, he's sneaking around. DePrisco is doing the same thing. He's actually gonna, more than sneak, he's gonna basically force himself to the inside of Schwartz. I don't know if contact was made, but it kind of looked like there was. Maki has hit another run out of the last turn. They're like a dead heat across the start line as we begin the final lap of the event. Honoka outbrakes Nishikino heading through T1, but she has a decent run out of it. They're too wide through the slow S's. Honoka is actually picking up some dirt over there. That's just about exactly what Dedrick and Dominic want to see. Still, they are too wide. They've been too wide for almost every corner up to this point. Still two. My word. Honoka finally pulls ahead. But the Maserati does have the power advantage, so if Maki has gotten even a half-decent run out of the last turn, and she just has, Maki's gonna take the lead down the back straightaway, and so long as she spots the correct braking point for the hairpin, the victory is hers. Right then, Dominic. That's fine. Dominic just barges his way ahead of both Mercury Racing drivers. And tries to clear himself against Maki, but cannot. But the better weight distribution allows Maki to steal the win out of the last turn. We've seen that move quite a few times. People don't know their own strength in these cars to that corner until it matters the most. I believe what Barbara, Rise, and now Maki have pulled that one off. So it's... honestly, Dom should have seen that coming. At this point, it's happened 3 times now. And so that'll wrap things up here in the first race of the episode. A Mercury 135. No, 136. There's a Barbara there. And, yeah. 13617. But, I mean, Nico started pretty far back, so that doesn't really surprise me that she couldn't make too much ground. She's probably just stuck behind the other Supra. Their cars, you know, I imagine the specifications are pretty similar. The driver's skills are pretty similar, too, so... Anyway, on to the second race before I talk for the next 12 minutes. And the second race of the episode is green. Again, we're still at the usual suspects. I swear we do mix it up at some point in the episode. But for now, it is Watkins Glen for the 640 race. Although it is the short course, so it's the layout we use less. If that really makes any much of a difference to you, the viewer. Or maybe it's the viewer, you just don't really care. I don't know. Racing is racing. You're riding along with Fidel Fabian in his Toyota Crown. He's already up a couple of places. Surprisingly, we didn't have any gargantuan checkup heading out of the bus stop, because everyone's usually pretty good for that. At least once in the race. Just... oh shit, a left-hander. What do we do? Brake! Tags the back of Reiko Mishima. And again, now in the quarter panel. There's always a little tiny bit of confusion that I get whenever I look at our replay camera's UI and see, or UI slash like telemetry, and it shows that Fidel is in like 8th gear. So I'm like, huh? I forget that we are now in like an era where cars that aren't Formula 1 cars have more than 6 speeds, and I want to say the 400Z is gonna have like a 10 speed or something. I know the G70's got an 8 speed. It's nuts. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boop. Alright, so that was a weird combo of events. Fabian misses his braking point, gets into the back of Scarborough, and that causes him to kind of lose, like, shake the steering wheel too much. He spins across Kotexa and tags the inside wall of the last turn at like 25 miles an hour. So I guess the car won't be very much damaged, but I think his ego probably will be. Nope. Car very clearly not damaged because he's already making his way back through the field a second time, and he's not having too many problems. Feel like looking at him go through the bus stop in like 6th gear, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I take that thing in 3rd in my car. At least the car would be running in this category. Oh Jesus! Well, I don't think Jake likes being rear-ended. Something gives me the impression. Wow, these cameras are not great. Okay, I guess I'll just have to use the chase cam to give a good angle of this impact. Sneaks ahead of John Tanner, but Jake just kind of slides up into Fidel very subtly, but it's enough to send Toyota Crown spiraling out of control for a second collision with the wall. Look at the speed of impact on this go-around. An 80-mile-an-hour tick to the left rear, so... and then like another like 40-mile-an-hour to the back. So, again, probably not major damage, but now a majorly damaged ego and probably a majorly damaged temper while we're at it. Fidel is... he's neither level-headed nor short-tempered. He's just somewhere in the middle. From what I know, some days he's got a temper, other days he doesn't, and it's just like sometimes, I don't know, he's hard to put a read on for that kind of thing, because I can't definitively say if he's got a short temper or not. Like, the likes of Tyler, that's short temper. Trevor Graham, short temper, but then there's also the likes of like Thrasher, very relatively mellow, pretty hard to irritate. Same for Johnny Parker. Same for my dad, actually. But Fidel is just somewhere in the middle of all of that whole sliding scale. Yeah, that's about what I expected. User spin. I think Jake probably expected it too, because he was able to keep the car pointed straight afterwards. There's that classic checkup out of the bus stop. That's what probably messed Jake over there. Messed what? Screwed him over. But he managed to do a quick spin maneuver and carry on with his race, and only lose a handful of places, and probably lose his temper. So then, yes, Fidel got angry. As she heads through the last turn, make it 2 in a row for Mercury Racing. Eli Ayase will head out of the last turn and grab the W at Watkins Glen, followed by Vincent Houston, and it looks like Fidel Fabian is going to snatch that podium spot from Natsuki at the very last possible moment. I don't really know what's the thing there, because at the same time, like, that just kind of looked like an incident from Fidel. He just kind of looked like he just missed his braking point. Unfortunately, Jake was in front of him at the time, and Jake didn't take that and retaliated for something that was probably retaliated against something that was probably an accident. So then Fidel retaliates for something that was probably not an accident, and the retaliation was obviously not an accident, so I guess they're even? But I have a sneaking suspicion that neither of them think that way. And it is time for the third race of the episode, and now we are going into a little bit more of the less common territory on the Challenge Series track selection. The 600 class race will take us to High Speed Ring this time around. It's not a rare occurrence to see this track, but it's certainly not as common as other Japanese tracks like Tokyo Expressway or Fuji. But it's also not as uncommon as, say, Kyoto Park or Nicely Wide, and probably being split by the friend group of Natsuki and Sayori there. Yeah, it's also not nearly as uncommon as, say, Kyoto Park or, well, at least the Tokyo South Clockwise route. Tokyo itself is pretty common, but we don't do that layout too often. As one lap into this event, Kotori is already looking, she's in the top 10, looking for 9th, getting 9th, looking for 8th, getting 8th. Okay, things are progressing fast here as, don't ask how, but the scoreboard and timing and scoring staff at High Speed Ring made a fuck up and made a typo. That's Joe Moore, as opposed to Mo Moore, which they seem to think I said. No. Also, holy, what some odd number wide there for the front of the field is. This is just a fucking clusterfuck at the front, like... Kotori's now up to 3rd, we're only one lap through the race. She's only got Alice Carson and her teammate Nico to negotiate. She's also got her teammate Haneo battling against Thomas O'Reilly for 4th place in her mirror. I think Thomas is going to win that because he now has the preferred line for the S's. Yeah, Mo Moore is not in the great... I didn't even think about that. Mo Moore. More! Now suddenly Kotori is the leader. I look away for a handful of seconds and suddenly this little devil is in the lead. Remains to be seen if maybe Nico can take 2nd place away from Alice. 2000 GT very clearly has the straight line advantage. Evan Sodakov is another one with a straight line advantage. He probably would be a definitive contestant for the victory if the starting grid didn't put him in 19th. My god, the body lean when he hit the brakes, as indeed Nico is attempting to take the lead away from the S2000 driver. Take the lead, take second away. If she can hang on the outside here as Carson washes up a tiny bit. Yeah, unsuccessful. And she's still got another lap or so to finish it off and seize P2 away from the S2000 if she can hack it. We're about dead even as they come out of the turn, but Nico had a bit of slipstream assistance. And I think the better gear ratios while she was at it. So now Nico Yazawa has taken second place away. It's kind of a weird running order. It's still pretty much single file, but like in a parade form. I think there's even a battle for not last between Minako and Tater Chip. And Minako's gonna get out of last place. No real combat happening anywhere up the field for any kind of positions, except now Minako's taking 18 from Shoji. Can Tater Chip follow? No. So, the single file conclusion, or pretty much the Black Parade as we conclude matters here at High Speed Ring, with Kotori coming up to the line to grab the victory for Mercury's third straight win in a row. Straight in a row, that's redundant. Nico completes the 1-2 and Alex Carson places third. Poneo could not complete the podium lockout as the Polo doesn't have the best top speed. And so that'll conclude affairs at High Speed Ring. Interestingly, the forecast said it was supposed to rain during the race, but that never happened, so oh well. I don't think the drivers are complaining too much. It wasn't supposed to be much rain anyway, it was supposed to be like nothing more than a sprinkle from what I see here, but it did not happen, so it does not matter. Next time High Speed Ring, maybe don't call the man Mo more. It's Joe. Don't mess up anything else either. Okay, it is time for the fourth race, and you get enough of Laguna Seca? Honestly I am, but Laguna Seca is like one of the most readily available tracks. It seems like it doesn't matter when we ask, we'll get a timestamp somewhere within the week. Seriously. Does anybody use this track? It seems like it's open every day, 24 hours a day. We get a sunset time slot this time. As Nozomi Tojo is the one the camera is on at the start of this one. 1-1-1. Okay, good commentary. She's sneaking around a couple of the drivers here. She and Axel just split Natsuki. She and the other Mustang have just split Natsuki down the middle. And I think Nozomi just panicked because Natsuki sent it back on her and on Axel. I was like, let me not get quarter paneled, I'm just gonna run a bit wide. The sand is safer than being dumped. Now she forces her way around the outside of Axel Valentine, who will be the more cavalier braker. They're the same. Nozomi slides out of the last hairpin. So, but I think still has the run on Valentine just by having a little bit extra horsepower in that Mustang. Splitting Nico and Maki 3 wide, gets both places in the same turn. That's quite fancy. I don't think they were too pleased about it, but they were busy having their own little battle, and then suddenly Mustang, and then also might get Kotori here. No, she waits very slowly as Kotori herself is being held up by the car ahead. Into the top half of the field, and then some for the Mustang boss. Shoots the outside of Scott Webber, has a run on Ellie for 6th place, so now into the top 3rd, looking for 5th on Aliris, gets that. Aliris or Aliris? I think it was Aliris. Yeah, it was Aliris. I had to like think to myself, like, wait, did I say that wrong? Gets outside of Honoka. Car stalls on exit, but good enough. O is for overtake. That's good enough for Nozomi. And the lead couple cars are pretty much spread out. Umi's about 2 seconds up the road here. And Thrasher's braking for the Andretti hairpin. This is certainly Noelle Vermillion's best run up to this point. Routinely, she's been running like bottom 3, if not dead last. Here, she's managing to hang on to 4th at least. Nozomi passes Umi. Happened awfully pretty quickly, apparently, since I didn't even notice it happened until I was looking afterward. And now it is Ford Racing 3 as Nozomi gets a little bit unstable out of, I believe that'd be turn 5. Through the kink onto the backstretch. Out of control, but still with a huge run on that Raptor. And just like that, Nozomi is the leader. Yep, she's the leader. She did not miss the corkscrew, at least not completely. Can Thrasher mount a comeback, or is this Mustang gonna drive off into the sunset? Which, technically, I think will... Whoever wins literally will drive off into the sunset, because that's the sunset over there. It's the final lap. Just steering one-handed and shit now. Okay, weird flex, Nozomi. There's like something critically wrong with this car, I swear. Let's see, what was AIME's best lap? What was AIME's lap time there? Like a minute 46. And then Natsuki's was a minute 39. That's 19th place. And she's losing time to 18th. The hell is wrong with the AI driving? Okay, like, fourth wall break here. This is just sad. Like, my car isn't even underpowered or anything. It's got 380 horsepower. Natsuki's over here sitting on 250, so I can see why she's falling behind a little bit. But like, Yuko's got like 330. This thing has got like 285. This thing's got 290. Scott Weber also has about 290. This thing's got like 197. Like, this is just ridiculous. Well, I can't overlook the fact that this car was a gift to me. This thing has also been a curse because it's... I like S14s. I like my favorite Nissan in the world, but this one, the defective model. I think Natsuki got scammed. Stupid. And so, rounding the last turn here at Laguna Seca for Mercury's 4th win in a row, Nozomi will grab a pretty convincing win here at Laguna Seca. Thrasher will take P2 at his home track, and Umi will clear the podium. Noelle creating the great train of 2022 behind her, trapping everything from like 4th on back, just about. Unless you're me, and you're finishing like 30 seconds behind everybody because your car is just fucking functional. No, I'm not annoyed. Where would you get that inclination? You're doing so good with the lights. Anyway, we're here for the final race of the episode. Nobody was terribly interested in doing a roulette race for the last race before the Group 3 Championship. So instead, more 680 racing, this time at Suzuka, which, again, it's not rare we race here, but it's not common either. It only happens probably once or twice a month if we're lucky. And to be honest, more often than not, if we do race at Suzuka, we're actually using the East layout, and we're probably running some in like the 600 class. Or the late 500 class, when that was still a thing. And the starting grid gods just keep trying to keep Mercury Racing drivers locked down tight, since Honoka is the focus driver of this race. She started last, but she seems to have mastered just about every track that's in Japan, and therefore that includes Suzuka, so we'll see how she picks through the field in this, the only not 4-lap race of this episode. Only 3, because Suzuka's a pretty long track. She gets squeezed into the grass by McIntosh, but does not care. She still takes 12th away from the Super anyway. Out-drags Taro with minimal issue. Just leaves Suwako in the dust. Send down the inside of Minako. Not much real estate, but apparently she doesn't need any. Better exit. And already into 9th, looking at potentially 8th or even 7th, as Vegas gives Dittery the business. Not quite the exit she was looking for, so it's not going to be 9th. It's going to be 9th at the end of the first lap, but that's, you know, pretty rapid fucking progress. Now it's 8th. Now it's 7th. I think we're just up ahead, just watched Eric slot in ahead of Dom Prisco. That was an overtake on the outside, it looked like. It was either that or it was just really brazen defense. So Mercury Racing 1-2, Blackstar Motorsports 3-4. And then we got Eric Wojciechowski representing Scuderia Firenze. And we had Dom Prisco for Pacific Spirit Racing behind that, but Then, suddenly, Honoka. She grabs 5th, might grab 4th from Natsuki here with that kind of momentum. That's a tight fit, but Honoka slithers on through, and now this is the final battle. Me versus Maki versus Thrasher versus Honoka. So, 3 of the most successful drivers of the season so far, just about. And then me, leading the 3 of them. That car sounds weird from this thing. That's Maki's Maserati making that noise. That sounded like a stray cat. Or kitten. What? Oh! Eh! Honoka got the run of the life, not really the run of the lifetime, but she got a run on Maki. So, that's a position for the NSX. Thrasher wants to follow Honoka through, looks like. A bit of a curb hop from Thrasher, but Maki holds the car steady, so no disaster there. I think I just saw Honoka lock up a tiny bit back there. Oh, that's not her, that's... What is that car? That must be me. My power advantage is about the only thing keeping me alive throughout this entire race. So now we're getting into the corners, and the S's, Honoka probably should just drive away from me here. As it's me and her too wide. Behind that is Maki and Thrasher too wide, and Eric's just like, huh? Oh my word, they're 3 wide. What the hell? I didn't even know that was going on. I thought Honoka just fell back and got an exit. This is some crazy shit from Eric's POV. See Maki getting the grass, me getting some grass, trying to, you know, race without contact here. Thrasher clears Maki, sends it 3 wide with Honoka and I, and he takes the lead from that. What the fuck? Okay, one more feeling on this. We're on the outside of Nishikino. Has a run on me, and Honoka exits late, so he threads the needle in the middle. And he comes away with the race lead from that. What the S's was that? And I just got absolutely mugged. Honoka also got ahead of me with her delayed corner exit, so now it's up to her to track down Thrasher. And make what would actually be, well... Okay, so that is Maki's. What car is it? All of that power comes with its consequences, I'll tell you that much. As Honoka has a run on Thrasher heading up towards the spoon curve. She sneaks through and takes the lead as Thrasher send into Spoon. He does, but can't quite get alongside. He cannot get a ticket to ride. And so, all Honoka really has to do is get through 2 more corners. Thrasher might have the top speed advantage though, so this will be interesting heading into the last chicane. Maki is also there if things go absolutely wrong, but I don't particularly believe that they will. Maki, Ellie, Kotori, Nozomi, and now Honoka make that 5 in a row for Mercury Racing. What the shit? Honoka wins at Suzuka despite Thrasher's cavalier efforts. Double podium for Mercury, with Maki remaining in P3. Damn it, Thrasher. Soiled it. So that was interesting. I never knew that there were 3 wide on my left. I was just like, damn, Thrasher not giving me much space here. I didn't quite realize that the reason why is because there was a Honda there. So, that's quite a climactic finish to the episode here, episode 46. Tornado siren test. I'm not about to get blown away by a tornado, don't worry. I thought you picked up on the mic, I don't know if it did. That'll do it for episode 46. Next time we convene will be the Group 3 Championship Qualifiers, where it'll be the same case as with the same case as the Group 4 Cup. 5 races in the episode. The top 4 runners from each race are qualified for the big championship, the season finale Group 3 championship. It's gonna be systematic chaos. That's the best way I can possibly hope to explain that. So, till then, duh.